Welcome back. We have Brandon finally.
Hey, I'll sorry about
Mr.
that.
USA himself.
That LA traffic, huh?
It was tough. For sure.
So what do you guys think of Slice, Dice, and Rice?
It's very fun.
It's really fun, actually.
Yeah.
I think it will teach you fundamentals and to move around and not commit to mashing buttons.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous.
That's
And
what
a lot of
everybody
people come in
says.
that.
Yeah. Playing the game, it feels really scary to swing because it's like, man, it's very, like, when you hit someone, it's really slow and rewarding. So you're like, man, if I swing right now,
commit,
I might just, he might get me. So it's really scary to feel, but it still feels really fun. Like moving around feels really strong in that game. So it feels really fun because both of you are just moving around. And you're just like, oh no, I don't want to get near him.
Yeah.
Or like, I can run into him, but he might not swing.
Cool.
And I think parry is stronger than... I think I wasn't using it correctly because it seems like you can cancel normals into parry.
Yes.
and stuff like that, which I started to find out later on.
We'll give you some codes and then you guys can, play it on your own time and then we'll come back for another rematch when you've brushed up on your skills.
For sure.
But yeah, that game is coming out for Switch tomorrow.
Okay.
So
That would be fun on the Go game too. Actually.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, so if you're, but it's also out on PlayStation 4 as well, and it's been out on Steam for a little bit too.
Okay.
So any of those systems. But now, for the real reason you guys are here to talk about Guilty Gear and your mains. So who wants to start off with their main and talk about
Either way,
their bread and butter? What should people know to be competitive at Arc World?
At Arc World? Okay.
Yeah.
Rochambeau.
Yeah, we can.
1, 2, 3.
You're going 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Alright, I'll go first then. So the character I play in Guilty Gear Exert Revelator 2 is Ramlethal. She's a very set play centric character. So that means is her ultimate goal is very Guilty Gear. She's very similar to Milia in that you want to knock down your opponent and try to set up a situation where you're in favor. But unlike Milia, she's not quite as fast and she's not as mobile. A lot of characters, when she first came out, they compared to a lot similar to Dizzy, where you would try to set up projectiles on the screen to control space and then force your opponent into the corner or into a situation where you will then knock them down and then set up a situation where you can hit them again and repeat that as many times as possible.
Okay. So what are her good matchups? What are her worst matchups?
Her good matchups and her worst matchups? So because she uses these really long swords on her back, a lot of her favorable matchups are characters that tend to be slower. So characters like Leo, Potemkin, the characters who have more difficulty maneuvering around the screen.
Getting in.
Yeah. So then because of that, she has more control over them, so she can set up her game. The characters she would be weak against would be the inverse, the more faster characters. So characters like Milia and Chip give her a very hard time.
Right. I was going to say, the more you speak about Ramlethal, the more similarities
there are
I
to
feel
Bedman.
the same thing about
there are quite a few similarities that you'll see. So one of the biggest changes that really changed her character, this was back in Excerpt 1.1 sign, was the fact that after you set her swords, her little her familiars, her minions, you could hit them in the startup of her swords.
Okay.
And so that was a really important change that changed. That's very similar to Bedman, because when Bedman he sets up his deja vu seals, you can also hit them. So
yeah,
they're very similar in that regard.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
Very similar characters, actually. The more I think about it, I'm like, wow, it's all the same
sounds
things.
a lot like my character.
The same matchups I have trouble with, you have trouble with. I was going to say, I enjoy, like, Bedman. I don't know if I should talk yet about Bedman.
I mean, if you have more to add, I mean, you can add on top of his, but he can just go into his little his bread and butter stuff for Bedman.
Yeah, Bedman is also a very set play heavy character. His goal is into the corner where he's probably the strongest. He used to be strong mid-screen, but that was in Exerd Sign, I believe, was it?
Yeah,
he had the old 6H. He was very, very cheap back then. So they kind of made him more fair. His end goal is the same: push the opponent to the corner, set up his deja vus, which are similar to the swords that Ramlethal sets up, and then set play, knock your opponent down, set play. The matchups that I think are funnest and easiest to play are against bigger characters as well. Potemkin, Leo. And I also have trouble against fast characters, as well as, I don't know if Ramlethal has the same problem, but against characters like Sin and Johnny, where they have just big, long-range normals. Bedman is also a big character, so he suffers from the same.
He's got a big hitbox.
Potemkin complex where you can't, and he's slow as well.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I mean, he has a lot of unique mechanics, though. So, I mean, where slow characters kind of are jailed into sitting there and having to block and stuff, he has very unique mechanics where his forward dash isn't like most characters. So he has like a guard point teleport parry, I guess you would call it, which gets him out of a lot of stuff. So you can get out of the corner with that. Okay. He has a little more freedom to move around and to be looking for other things on defense other than just having to sit there and block.
Okay.
So I think that makes him a little bit more versatile of a character.
Than Ram.
Or than other big bodies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think Ram is a little faster.
I thought we were getting into some trash talk there.
No, Ram, like, compared to Bedman, Ramlethal is a bit more traditional. So, like, Bedman movement is very
that's another
unorthodox.
Topic completely.
So Ramlethal, like, she moves very similar to, like, Sol and Kai. So you have the standard run, you have your double jump and your single air dash. So it's more traditional in movement. What makes her also unique is that unlike other characters, her design was thought up to be similar to 3D fighters, where you use a variety of strings. So by using a combination of kick and punch, you create a variety of different strings which do different normals. So let's say you do punch, punch, punch. That's one sequence, right? And then kick, kick, kick would be a different sequence. And then between those 3 buttons, and then add in some directions, you have over, I think it's like 15 combinations between those 2 buttons, and then in like different sequences.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed that too. How is she able to do so much with
so many strings?
So little.
Yeah,
but it's
really 2 buttons, but you'll see like a variety of strings, and then it's up to your opponent to really know like which strings I'll try to throw out. You know.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have a hard time against Ramlethal.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, let's see it in practice then, guys.
Okay.
And then you guys can, you can walk us through some of their basics, some of their bread and butter stuff, like what works well, and then we'll have a couple grudge matches. Then we'll invite some of the viewers, to play you guys.
All right, for sure.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
So we're gonna take a little break here to set up Guilty Gear, and hopefully it works this time. So we'll see you in a bit.
My ears. We'll do the real arcade setup. Anytime I'm about to get hit by a mix-up, I'm gonna slap the arm.
Marvel 2 tech. How do I even?
You good?
You like Japan?
I love Japan. But I don't have my color. So back in Sign, I used to do this. It was really cheap. So I used to pick the red color, the red Ramlethal, and then I always picked Japan. But Japan was red back in Sign. So all my mix-ups were just red, and then Dust was red. So I'm just like, oh man, you can't see my mix-ups.
Were you ever a Melty Blood player? That sounds like Melty Blood tech.
No. I tried playing Melty for a little bit, but I mean, I was too late.
Yeah, me too. See what I'm doing right now, which you can do to both of our characters, is get their stuff off of the screen.
I tried to hit it.
I think my character zones a tad bit better than yours.
Oh, just a little ball, yeah. Oh, there's a string. Uh-oh.
Tried to bait your burst.
Yeah. Uh-oh. I'm in a bad spot.
Oh, you threw my throw. nice. Jump S. That's one of Bedman's best air moves. Oh, shoot.
Oopsie.
I always want something on the screen.
Whoopsies.
Oh, nice. Comes, oh no.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll just hold that. Oh, no.
Oh my gosh. I only hit one of them?
Maybe because they're hard to hit, so if it already started up from me doing the deja vu, it's not hittable anymore.
Huh.
But there were two there,
Oh,
so you did get rid of the head, but not the bedstand.
Because I saw both of them like, oh no, I gotta get rid of this right now.
Yeah, once it starts up, you can't hit it away.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna retreat and throw more stuff.
Uh-oh. Oof. Oh yeah, like right there. I tried to hit it,
Yeah.
but it was already too late.
I blocked that on accident. Okay.
Sure.
Please don't run it back. Oh, it can totally happen in this game. Okay.
For sure, for sure. I
I wish. Stream cannot hear what you're saying to us, can they? So my response would have been completely out of context. Oh, nice. Yeah, AKA. The black beat combo was just me messing up a combo.
Yeah.
With my timing. I tried to abare or pick up off of a straight hit, and I didn't have the spacing to do it. Abare is confirming off of random hits in neutral. So let's say I threw out a normal and I wasn't doing a block string, or I wasn't in a position to open him up, or so I would think, but I connected with the normal and tried to still convert off of it. Also, one thing I was going to say in the last match is Bedman, I can't talk and play.
Good stuff for sure, you know? Uh-oh.
Yeah. Bedman, his most probably important thing, or one of the most important things about him is his ability to combo off of throw and set up Oki and set play in the corner. So once you get a throw in the corner as Bedman, you're pretty golden. Oops. Oki is
short for Okizeme. It's basically, it comes from like a, oh snap, he got me. A word like to hit someone on their wake up, essentially.
Yeah, Oki, like I set up that right there on his wake up to try to meaty him. That was Oki. When your opponent's getting off the ground.
To to just basically hit someone while they're getting up.
A meaty is, yeah, when you're hitting somebody when they're trying to get up on their first frame that they're available to be hit. Ideally, oh wow, nice.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Was that a bait?
A little
He
bit.
tried to bait my burst there, but I did not fall for it. Baiting a burst is, in this game you have burst, so.
Whoopsies. Oh my goodness, I can't block this.
The corner, that's where you want to be. Baiting a burst, so in Guilty Gear, as a lot of you probably know and maybe some don't, you have burst as a defensive, sometimes offensive, but usually defensive mechanic as a get off of me type of thing, or if you don't want to take the damage from a combo, or if you're going to die, you have a burst left, use it. It will get the opponent off of you if they don't block it. So if they're in the middle of doing something, it will hit them off of you. So baiting a burst then is as the opponent on offense when you're hitting someone and you think you have a feeling, or even on reaction sometimes to certain things, if they burst and you know they're going to, you can block it. Bursts are blockable, and then you can punish them because bursts have recovery. So you can punish them with usually something pretty nice.
Yeah.
Like whatever. If they burst in the air, it's pretty bad. And
yeah. But a big thing is the most important thing is you can always see when your opponent has burst, since both characters' information is on the screen.
yeah.
So it's always good to look over and check whether they have it. And so a big part of the game is trying to, like, there's a small mind game of, like, you know, even while you're hitting them, your opponent can still do something about it, you know, like they might choose to burst at certain points. And so even though you're hitting them, it's not completely a single player game in that sense. You're still waiting for your opponent's
And a lot of the times
reactions.
that is kind of a very big tool mentally as well, because if you have a burst, your opponent knows and has to respect that you always have that option to use it. If you burst early in the match, let's say, your opponent no longer has to respect the fact that you have a burst, because you don't have one anymore.
Yeah.
So
it becomes very detrimental later in the game, because then if you burst immediately, and it's like, oh man, if I get hit again, I'm in a bad spot.
Yeah, and just having the burst, I mean, they might try to bait a burst that's not there, and you know, essentially letting you out of a combo or a setup for free, and still allowing you to keep your burst. So burst is very powerful just to have.
Ooh, you got me.
Yeah, Bedman's anti-air not the greatest, but it worked there.
I haven't seen that. Is like you purposely did that just for the ender right there because it was kind of high?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to be able to get a bed slam knockdown, so I did jump D. Oh wow.
Oh, he got me.
Okay, so let me explain that too. That's Bedman's only kind of reversal. Since he's kind of such a unique character, he has lots of movement options, lots of weird tricks and setups and stuff. Where he lacks is kind of on defense. So he doesn't have a DP. He doesn't have the movement. You're not going to really be jumping out of a lot of stuff with Bedman because he's so big. A DP or Dragon Punch is an invincible move that if I had one, I could show you, but my character doesn't.
Like that?
No, yeah, but so that his super, the alarm clock super, is the closest thing to a reversal that he has, which is the move that has a certain amount of invincibility, either usually on startup or in the beginning, to where if you're pressing a button or during a move, it's going to whip through them or miss them, and they're going to hit you with the attack because it has the ability to hit you while they cannot be hit.
So a big thing is that when he has the 50 meter, essentially down at the bottom right, or the bottom of our screens, we have a tension gauge, and so when he has half of it, whenever I knock him down, it becomes an option for him if he wants to try to get me off. If he wants to, it's an alternative to bursting essentially, but you still have to.
Somebody clip that. See, I don't have 50 meters, so I can't try to get you off right now. I do have a burst that I'm not using. See, I got baited.
And then he got baited. See, it's a tough situation there when you leave your burst at the end because the situation is, man, I'm about to win with this combo, and he's about to die. Is he gonna burst or not?
Yeah, and really, the less life you have, the more predictable your burst is gonna be because either you're gonna use it or you're gonna
becomes
die.
a very, very 50-50 chances. You have to do this or you're gonna lose. You know?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, the longer you save it, too, and the less health you have, the more your opponent is going to be looking to bait it. So, I mean, it becomes way more predictable and easy to bait the longer you save it.
One of the more higher things about this game, though, is that there are a lot of smaller tactics you can use. So the game becomes very technical in that in the tutorial, the game teaches you things like option selects, which are basically combinations of inputs that'll give you, that'll give you desired results depending on the situation. So there, that was one of Ramlethal's option selects where I just hold back and do punch. And so there, I would just keep hitting you with punch as the combo, and it was going to kill basically.
Yeah,
but
and as opposed to doing it neutral and eating the burst, you automatically will block it if I do burst, right?
Because I'm holding back. When you burst, I'm holding back, so it instantly just becomes a block for me, which becomes very cheap when you think about it.
Yeah,
because I just do this series of actions that picks the right answer for me.
Yeah, I saved my burst so long that I ended up having to use it in a spot that you would never want to burst against Ramlethal just because I was going to die, so he baited it easily. I was going to say something else, but I forgot what it was.
Oh, I got thirsty.
Try to bait.
Oh, no. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I got kind of scared there.
Oh, jeez.
God, this fight is just so much stuff on the screen.
It's good. It's a very good test of your awareness, you know?
Yeah. What's
like
yours?
that.
What's mine? Oh, shoot.
It's very good. Man, there's like 50 different things on the screen. You gotta look out for everything. I guess in the sense you could look at like a bullet hell, kinda.
Yeah, if you're good at those games, you might.
There's two of us. There's like 4 other things on the screen happening. Oh no.
So one thing about Bedman that's good too is he has these moves.
Oh, oops, my bad.
Since he's slow and doesn't have, very big moves, very fast moves, he does have things that control space. So besides his projectiles in the air, you can do, at different ranges.
So that input is what is it? 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
So for those of you who don't know number pad, 1, 2, and 3 relate to notations on the number pad. So in this case, 1 would be down back, 2 would be straight down, and 3 would be down forward. So here, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll show you 1 hard slash. Puts it right in front of him because you're holding down back. It's the closest to you. And then 2, which is just down, puts it at about mid-screen, maybe a little bit further. And you can tell it relates, where you're holding the stick or where you're holding the D-pad, it relates to where it's going to come out. So if you do 3, which is down forward, we'll almost hit full screen.
Yeah, and so that's scary because that was actually anti-airing me when I was trying to back off. Like, I would land on top of them. I was like, oh no, he has my movement kind of down. This is concerning.
Yeah, so if you can predict where your opponent's going to go, or you like to just sit and put stuff on the screen and make it kind of hard for them to do what they're trying to do, Bedman might be the character for you.
Oh. I tried. So just something about Ramlethal is that so she can take her swords on and off of her. So what's really interesting is that her buttons will change based on if she has the swords on and off. So like for example, her far slash would be this long sword, right? But if I throw my sword away and then I do far slash again, it's just her hand, and like this is substantially smaller, you know? So it really changes the dynamic of the character itself. And then same thing with her 5H, neutral heavy. It's this big kind of sword that acts as a big wall, but when I throw it away, it just becomes this ball.
See, these are things I didn't even know about your character.
Some of the more important things, her strings. Probably the most important thing to know are the strings with mix-ups in them. So she has a lot of strings like punch, punch, punch. They're all mids. So, and then kick, kick, kick. Those aren't too scary. The ones that are scary are the ones with actual mix-ups in them. So
I know one string, the one with the late overhead.
The delayed overhead. That's the classic one. So it's usually the starter is so it has 2 starters. So you can do kick, punch, punch.
Okay.
So the third hit will always be the overhead though in that sequence.
Okay.
So a big thing to know is that when she does this stand kick, she doesn't have a low option.
Okay.
It's not. Let me rephrase. She doesn't have a real low option.
She has a slow one.
She has a slow one. So something that I do personally, maybe other people can copy this. Maybe other people do it. Is I do kick, punch, and then so when people actually start to get used to my overhead that I'm throwing out a lot, I do 2D, which is your sweep. And then this one will blow people up sometimes because it's like, okay, I'm expecting this overhead.
And then you get Oki.
Yeah.
Once again.
Well, the big thing is, we'll do this once this round's over. But a big thing about Ramlethal is you want to land her Electric Wind God Fist. It's called Daro. It's one of her moves. It's essentially a launcher.
Oh, you sweep into that, right?
Yeah, it's the launcher.
And then you get the cheap auto bait.
The auto bait
combos.
Yeah. So higher end thing is when you're doing her Tekken strings and part of her combos, you can hold back while doing like the PK series, and then that'll also auto bait burst.
Okay.
Like it's things like that. Yeah. So a big thing is you want to land her Electric Wind God Fist. I can't land it. There it is. Yeah. So you'll know when you land it properly. You'll hit the just frame essentially when it turns green. So like right there, I didn't land it, but I can actually hit it. Maybe I can't hit it. Maybe I just have to. I have to actually do it. So when you hit the green, the thing that changes about it is it gets better frame advantage and it knocks your opponent slightly higher. So in some cases that's good, some cases that's actually bad.
Do you want to explain what a just frame is for people?
A just frame is basically you're hitting. So the input is forward, down, down, forward, like a DP or a Shoryuken. But the just frame here is you want to, when you hit the down forward, you have to tap the punch button within, I believe it's 3 frames of the input. So that's when you know you're hitting it cleanly.
Okay.
So maybe if inputs were on, you could see how sloppy I was or whatever it may be.
Essentially, just frames are
harder versions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cleaner or harder versions of a certain input.
Okay.
And so like I'm not hitting it, I guess. It's pretty hard. I usually hit it when I'm actually doing like certain starters, or I guess not.
There you go.
That green one.
And that's comboable after when the other one's
So it always launches your opponent.
Okay.
So even on a not green one, it'll always launch them, so you can always still combo them.
Okay.
That's probably her biggest thing, because you want to get that launcher so you can start your combos.
Okay.
That's how most of her good combos will start.
That's how most of the ones I get hit by start.
Yeah. Because many people will probably agree with this one. She's not very strong mid-screen.
Yeah.
Like a lot of her setups are very weak mid-screen. So
I know the feeling.
the important thing is for her is you want to land the launcher so you get your full screen. You get your big combo. So the thing with your big combo is if you do the full combo, the punch kick, punch, 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 it'll carry your opponent very far to the corner, very far across the screen. And you almost always want to end your combo so that your opponent is in the corner and you have your sword set up so you can start your game plan.
Okay.
That's her ultimate goal. Sometimes it doesn't happen, you know. Sometimes you fight the very hard character. Sometimes you just get put into the corner and it's tough.
Yeah. She has no real DP either, right? So you know the pain of being in the corner with no reversal.
Yeah. I mean, just like you, her reversal is her 50-meter super.
Okay.
So let me build some meter.
Is it immediate?
It is a frame 1 invincible super.
Okay. Bedman's is not.
Really?
Yeah. So if I do it as a wake up option and you're point blank on me in the corner like that, it's throwable because it doesn't have.
Oh, so you can meaty throw it. Oh,
yeah, you can meaty throw it. Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, if it's a move or something that you have stuck out, it's gonna beat it, but it is throwable on startup. It doesn't become invuln until I think
later in the frames, right?
Yeah, maybe 4 or 5 frames.
So this one is probably the most common wake up for Ramlethal. It's her quarter circle forward, half circle back kick super. It's this super. So it's invuln all the way through across, which is really strong in that regard. And then what's really convenient is when you're in the corner and your opponent tries to like jump to bait it, you'll fly like halfway across the screen. And so it's like, yo, I'm out of here. Howdy boogouty.
And then on block, I'm guessing it's highly punishable.
It's very punishable. So some people, when they get hit by it, they ask me, is that a command grab? No, it's not a command grab. It's just a hit.
Okay. Bedman's punishable before On startup, throwable. Very hard to punish after, actually. Almost unpunishable. Unless you can make it whiff and jump in or something.
Yeah. In the case of like characters like Ramlethal, let's say whenever I see those situations, because there are quite a few characters with supers like that. Big time is so what's convenient about her is you can always bait them by just doing something simple. You just up back, let their super whiff and have your swords do the work for you. So usually when I see that, I'll usually set like the. Oh yeah, so I didn't go into about this. So her swords have, huh? All right, for sure. For sure.
All right, let's get some games.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I hate that move.
Whoa, I baited that too. Oh, I hope that would work. I thought that would work.
So one thing about Bedman that's also really good is his tick throw. He has a very fast walk speed. So I mean, going from jab and walking up and throwing somebody is pretty fast and very strong for him. That's also a main thing about him. Is that move a low?
Which one? The Dara?
Yeah.
No, it's just a mid. It's just when I do the slash into it, there's a gap between it.
Okay.
Whoopsies. Alright,
Were you trying to punish me for
I saw the fireball start up, so I'm like, oh, what if I just slide under the fireball? You know? So yeah, that's one of her normals. It's her 3K, and it's a very interesting normal because it's just a slide. Yeah, it's a slide. So it's really useful to throw out sometimes just to go under situations. Because one of the things that makes it really rough for her is that when you block, her swords go out, and like you lose access to them. So using a lot of options where you don't have to block is very important. You wanna be mobile and you don't want to block and you don't want to block, but sometimes you have to.
Yeah. Well, you have to rather than getting hit, but I mean you don't want to be locked down too much or.
Yeah. All right, for sure. Here, let's do that right now. So we'll start up our sick nasty lobby. For sure.
That's all you.
Ooh, it should have been a player match. ArcLive. Do we have a So no password? Uh-oh, somebody's PIN number?
Yeah, was that broadcast? Uh-oh. Can't use that ever again.
So you want to have first honors, or do you want me to do it?
Either way, you're already sitting there, so.
For sure. Play a bit. Yo, Ninja Mikey. Here's the most fun thing. The best lobby system in all fighting games. Pre-game soccer.
I actually
I'm sorry,
do
football.
like soccer. Oh, football.
Wilson, no.
Oh man, should we set up a delay restriction?
I'm pretty sure there was a delay restriction, but
maybe just.
Yes.
All right, there you go.
One should take all challengers.
2 bar. It's all right.
What was this one quote? Is doesn't matter who your opponent is, you should always fight.
Here's one quote.
Oh, whoopsies!
Sin player too.
I'm a Sin player. Whoopsies.
I think I know who was here last time. I don't know.
Whoopsies.
I like that color though.
The black and red.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty nice. Come on down, friend. Let's play some Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator 2.
He just wants to do sit-ups. What character is that he's?
That's a Sin Head.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, you know it's because of the eye patch.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Ooh, a Ramlethal. Personally, I'll tell you everyone my opinion. I hate this.
What?
I hate this mirror because it's just the real mirror is just both characters jumping and hitting each other's swords, and it's really a lot of like, all right, I JP his sword, he JP's my sword. Well,
in a lot of mirror matches, I think the dynamic of the whole game changes sometimes.
We need to find another Bedman. Uh-oh.
There are a few.
There are a few Bedmans out there, but you gotta hit them up.
Just tell GC Yoshi to get online.
Ooh. Is this what is it, like the noir colors?
Yeah, not tournament legal.
Yeah, these and the Eclipse ones.
That's
The
pretty
black
cool
and
actually. I like that. I don't know about the super bright green shamrock, but
it's part of her color scheme.
yeah.
Whoopsies.
I could see this mirror match being a nightmare.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoa.
I'm glad you blocked the overhead from your own character.
Whoa. Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
That move's an overhead, right?
Yes, that move is a
Multi-hit?
It's a multi-hit overhead. It's 4 hits of overhead.
I always get hit by like the last one or two, and it irritates me so much.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he got me.
Were you trying to do that? Or are you
No,
just doing
I was
2K?
just trying to slide just to
Okay.
hit him.
Or 3K.
Ooh, okay.
I was going to say, you got his burst back. Yeah, it is. Very neon lights. What's her default light on her sword, on her default color? Orange? Yellow?
It's green.
Oh, is it?
It's also green. Because their default color is the white and green as well.
What color is the dress? Is that a joke that I'm not familiar with? What color is the dress? What's Ligma?
Uh-oh. Officer. So right there you saw, like, I'm looking at his sword too. Like, he can't just swing it at me. But he's not swinging after mine, you know?
Oh, nice.
Oh, there's the setup. Here's the burst. Don't burst. Oh, never mind. I'm going to drop it anyways. Okay.
So the way that he's bursting is not defensively, it's offensively.
Yeah.
That's in this game called a gold burst, which if it does hit, it has slower startup, I believe, right?
No,
faster?
it's safer and it's faster, yeah.
Oh, okay, faster, but...
But the problem with gold bursting is you're sacrificing a later defensive option
Yeah.
for better offense, which is, you know, it's a worthwhile trade sometimes because you think, like, yo, if I land this, I'm really rewarding.
Yeah, but it's always an if.
It's an if.
There's no way to combo it.
There's no way to combo it. There's no true guarantee to land it. For sure. Show him that sick Bedman.
Bedman story. I'll give him a... Hold up, do I need to do buttons right? I can do that.
I'm type B. Do you know what type B is or no? Do your buttons. Just do your buttons then.
How do I do my buttons?
Go to character. Character select. Oh, that works too.
What's type B? So you have punch, kick, slash on top?
Yeah, punch, kick, slash on top. It's like a BB, so first 3 buttons on top, and then
your heavy slashes
is on my thumb, yeah.
Okay. Oh, Ramlethal, I don't play this character.
Oh, oops. Oh no, oh no.
I don't play this character.
You should have done the character select. Hold up, he'll switch to Bedman after this. Oh wait, I'm using your buttons though.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my goodness. No. I got this. Okay. Hold
I
on.
can take what you just told me
okay.
and
I just
everything
need
that I
this button.
learned from you and play Ramlethal. I've played her before. I'm really bad at it.
That's okay. Okay. I know the necessary buttons.
I set my buttons and forgot to set my character, so I kind of screwed his buttons over. Yo, crack prawn. What color is the dress? It's blue. I don't get the joke.
I have all the necessary buttons.
That's the necessary button.
Yeah, that's the necessary button. That is one of the faster jabs in this game. And so what's actually unique? What color is the button? It's red. So this is her jab. So unlike other characters, what's unique about Ramlethal is because she has the Tekken strings, you have to be careful with your directional inputs while you're inputting. So in order to be able to, oh snap!
Oh, you got hit by the gold burst.
What's your heavy button?
R1.
Oh, that's not. Oh no. R1.
Yeah.
Oh, this one.
Oh yeah, your
Okay,
slash.
Okay, so then. Okay, that's all right. So check this. Where's your dust? Okay. Okay, that was a bad idea. Oh no. It's okay. Okay, let's kick.
Sorry for doing this to you.
It's okay. Oh no. I can do that too. So in order to be able to rapid Gatling jab like that.
Nice. That was nice.
You need to hold back and jab. Uh-oh. This is a bad spot. Am I dead? What's your heavy button? Wrong button.
R1. The third button, yeah.
I can do that too. Uh-oh. Whoopsies. So what's really hard is for her to do certain strings, like for her to do jab. So let's say you want to do like, oh snap, he's going crazy. If you want to do like jab into like kick, let's say, and it's not a Tekken string, you would have to do hold down back in order to break the auto combo.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you could do that.
All right. Uh-oh. All right, here we go. Party starter.
Are you just frame trapping him right there?
Yeah, a little bit. So what makes the overhead extra strong is that, oh snap, is that even if they block it, you're plus on block. So even though you block the overhead, so this is the scary part. Even if you guess correctly, I wouldn't call it guessing, but when you block it correctly, it's still bad because she has frame advantage.
It's still her turn.
It's still her turn, so she can just do it again.
On IB, does it change it, or is it?
On IB it becomes 0, I believe.
Okay, so it's still.
It's still concerning. So my best recommendation is actually to backdash. So what's good to know is that it's always on the third hit, so you can always count to 3 to backdash. You know, the scariest thing is she can still call you out. So she could do like kick punch, and then she breaks it and does another kick. All right, swap out. So yeah, so it's a bit of a trap for beginner Ramlethal players, in my opinion, to just always do it because it's so strong. But at the same time, it's very strong. Throw it out, you know. If
They're running
really
their
strong,
match right now.
They're running the match. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna commentate what's gonna happen. So
We don't even get to spectate either.
Wait.
Oh yeah, auto spec. Oh my god.
I'm a genius.
No, because now I have to get out and go back in, or else I won't be able to switch in time.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. It's okay. So yeah, just look at their health bars, and once it goes down, just leave the room or leave the match.
Okay.
We could try that.
Hey, maybe they heard you on the stream.
They heard us. God bless.
I remember Crack Prawn from my PS4 days.
And PS4?
Yeah. Because mostly if I play on Steam nowadays.
Alright, so Bedman versus Kai.
This fight's not that fun.
Because his buttons are very oppressive?
Yeah, he has the Johnny, Sin,
sort of feel.
Kai kind of big buttons.
Their normals, his normals are very strong. So his oppression isn't so much like mixing you up, but just he's hitting you with these really long sword normals, so you just kind of have to block them.
It makes you want to take action, and then when you do, sometimes
it makes you impatient. Yeah. Oof. All right, here we go. Ooh. All right.
Black beat. I messed up the combo,
yeah.
but
It was at the far slash, right? Or the 5H? Alright, what's the mixies? Oh, JD is so cheap.
Yeah, that move's pretty good.
That move is so cheap because it's such a fast overhead. What makes it fair, at least, is that you can't always you can't combo it for free. So you have to usually have a setup for it, or you have to spend the meter.
Yeah, there are setups to combo it meterlessly, but they're pretty intricate. So I mean, practical setups, usually it's gonna cost 50 meter.
That's one of the one things I like about Guilty Gear is even though like a lot of people try to play like the same game plan is like you try to oppress someone, but the way people do it is always unique. So like I see this all the time, like Milia's, Bedman's, Ramlethals. Even though you'll see multiple people play these characters, the way they do like their setups and their mix-ups are always unique, and you can always learn something from like other players, you know. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm not in a good position right now.
Yeah, you're pretty low on life, low on meter. It's tough. You see, he's 6K'ing you.
Yeah, that's plus, right?
Yeah, it's super. It's like plus 3, 4. For sure. Uh-oh.
Do I need to burst? No, I don't. He's gonna throw projectiles at me. I tried to blitz. High blitz, not low blitz, so I got hit by the low.
All right, here we go. Okay, you burst. I like that burst. It was a really good burst because it stopped your set play from starting.
Yeah, it got my symbol off the screen too that I would have had for OK.
Yeah, that was very important. But here we go.
Oh,
Ooh,
DP.
good DP.
See, he has a DP.
Oh. Yo, the true unblockables. Oh, the true unblockables.
I tried to do the reversal super there, but.
Right, so this is where having unique movement really helps because it becomes very hard for uh-oh. That's an interesting setup.
My
Pac-Man's going for that a lot. He's going for that he's letting you air tech into charge stun edge. But that's kinda I'm pretty sure that can also be really concerning.
Let's see if I can run this back.
Your opponent should have some air options. Uh-oh. Yeah, let's go. Mid-game coaching. His burst is coming back. Ooh.
So let me teach you one thing about Bedman is it's very hard to burst against this character correctly. Moves like that, his hard slash moves, 5H, so standing H, bed slam, and anything in the air pretty much, it almost auto baits a lot of the time. So there he did a burst right before. So it's a move too that you really want to burst, bed slam. It's a big move, it hurts. Let me switch with you.
No, play one more.
Okay.
Because I played 2 matches, I think. So you should play one more.
Okay. But it's a big move. You want to burst it. It's like, oh, let me burst. But it has such fast downward momentum after the first, or after the second hit that if you burst has a slight delay and keeps you airborne. So he goes down and it baits automatically. So you will not burst that move successfully most of the time.
That's scary then. Do you have like a specific point that you want to burst, or is that a trade secret?
Bedman, no, I mean anything on the ground, Bedman is kind of gonna have a hard time punishing your burst unless you're bursting his jabs, because there's.
Yeah.
But in the air is where I would say.
Oh man, Milia's happening. Hold up.
Yeah, let me not.
you gotta focus. I'll do the talking. All right, so Milia's doing her pressure, but.
this is not a fun character to fight either as Bedman.
It's mostly because of her movement options. It's very hard to It becomes very scary as a projectile character like Bedman to like, because a lot of his game plan is you want to throw out that boomerang ball, you know. But because Milia's so mobile, she can move around the ball, and it becomes very scary for Bedman to even throw out the projectile because of her mobility. As a result, it can be really scary. You could argue that both these characters have equally scary setups and such, but when Milia has the freedom to move around Bedman more often, it can be not so favorable for him. Whoa, that gold burst. Ooh, I like that 2H. Here's the setup. Bad moon. You know, some people say it's reactable, but
it's not reactable.
No, it's not reactable. Especially in a variable frame delay.
Yeah.
I mean, earlier it was like 6. It's back to 3. It's at a good point now. Oh no, 6K. Anti-air? Yeah.
Oh, I ran out of. Oh no, I didn't run out of meter.
No, so right there you committed too hard right there, and so he held his ground and he let you fall into his 2H. Yeah. All right. Is that good, guys? We good?
You want to play?
Is it? Go ahead. No, go ahead. Oh, I love these numbers. All right. Sorry, everybody. It's time for us to blow up the room. Voila. No announcement. All right, for sure.
Should I switch off the console?
No, we'll come back to the floor. For
sure. Now I'm fired up to play this game again. Let's see what Arc.
Yeah, so like you were saying, trouble against those mobile characters, right?
Very fast characters are, because Bedman, I mean, to put so much stuff on the screen, he's good at that, he's good at zoning, but to initially get it set up, the moves have a lot of recovery, they're slow, so like throwing the head, it takes time, and fast characters like Chip and Melia especially.
Get right up in your face really quick, so you don't have that time to set up.
So I would say, good strategy is to rush Bedman down, I mean, not mindlessly because he has like guard point and teleport and stuff, but if you rush him down, you don't have to worry about a reversal. If you're in his face, even his reversal super you don't have to worry about because you can throw him out of the startup. You can, if you have a reversal, you can DP through it, etc. So keeping him contained is probably going to be your best bet of winning the match.
Okay. But I see on that second round, you're doing a lot of mix-up throw sort of combinations. That was throwing him off his game.
Yeah, you know. Bedman's throw is very, very strong because I can explain actually why. His forward walk is faster than anyone else's walk in the game. Right. Most characters have a sprint, so I mean, he doesn't. His sprint is a guard point that teleports you on hit to the other side. Right. On whiff, it's just a guard point that you miss pretty much. You'll get punished for it. But his walk is fast.
I believe he has the fastest walk in the game, actually.
Yeah, he does.
Right. Because he doesn't have a traditional run, they gave him the fastest walk in the game as a result.
He also has a crawl, too, which puts him a little bit...
That one's actually pretty funny because he just lies down on the bed and then the bed just moves forward.
Yeah, it's slower. It builds the same amount of meter though. I mean, his meter gain walking forward is good, but I'm getting off topic. Jabbing, so tick throw, jab into throw. With most characters, jabbing and then running up to somebody to do a throw. You cannot throw straight out of run in Guilty Gear. Right. So you have to either FD break or...
You have to delay it.
Yeah, delay your throw in some way. Bedman can hold forward because he's not sprinting. It's a really fast walk. You can just hold forward, walk up, and press throw. Yeah. Right. So that's a really strong thing about Bedman. And throw game is very important for him.
So what would you... If there was one thing you could change to each of your characters to make them just a little bit better but not OP, like what would you do?
I wish...
The wish list.
People might argue that it would be OP again. I was going to say right off the bat before you said to keep it kind of fair there, I wish he had his old 6H back, which was a teleport move that was very, very cheap. But I guess in regards to keeping it more fair, I wish that his 2H and 3H, which are the moves that come out of the ground at different spaces, I wish that they launched again because as of right now, only the close one launches the opponent in the air. The other ones on hit, you you don't really get knocked down or anything.
They just
afterwards.
get hit. Right?
Yeah, you get hit.
At the very least, a knockdown then, right? Yeah, that would make.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because right now all you get is a jump cancel, and
Right.
you kind of have to reset to neutral. That'd be good.
And for what about
For
Ram?
me, this one is so the big brain one is I wish they reverted back the change where you could hit her swords, so that because back when she first came out, it was very oppressive and it was very cheap. Like when she threw out the swords, matchups were just won because your opponent had very little options to deal with it.
Were you not able to hit the swords at all?
No, before you had to hit her. And so in certain matchups, like Kai, for example, he throws out a fireball and you throw out a sword, you would just win every time. It was very impressive. That one is
very cheap. Yeah,
that was very cheap. What I really want though, because that's a bit ludicrous, is I just wish her anti-air was a bit better. So right now her anti-airs are either her 6P, which is this very short, like her cape shoots her fangs, and that one's very not strong enough for what it is. And then her other anti-air, I guess you could call it, is very committal, which is when she does this upward swing with her sword.
Right.
Yeah, that one is
long.
It's very long. It's very committal. I don't like it.
It's kind of slow too, right?
Yeah, it's very slow. It's very punishable as well. So I just wish her 6P was a bit stronger. Another thing though, this is something that could be. This is a mixed bag. I wish they gave her more useful Tekken strings. So right now, like if you watched me when I was playing with bad buttons, I was only throwing out one string, and it was the kick punch one. But that one, that's because it's arguably one of her stronger strings. Okay. And so her real problem is a lot of her, even though she has this like myriad of strings, a lot of them are not very useful. And so I wish at the very least they were a bit better, you know.
Well, let's hope Daisuke is listening.
I hope he's listening.
So the
Please.
Amelia that you just played, Zong, he was like, "Oh, is that a beginner lobby? If so, I'm really sorry."
I'll tell him I'll go home and get on PS4.
All right, words. All right, cool. So, I guess that wraps up the bit of the show. That was the weakest throw ever.
Yeah.
He
even had the fan behind him.
Yeah.
Didn't help him.
No, I was pointing this way. That's why. Body.
Excuses.
So we're how many? What is this?
So this is for the.
These look like shirt sizes. Or is this on the other side?
26, 4, 7.
Wait, I think wrong one.
It's my hip size.
And then our Wi-Fi password.
It's Sir Mix-a-Lot lyrics.
Like what?
Not if she's not 26, 30.
So this person,
36, 24, 36. Yeah.
This person is going to win a copy of Sliced Ice and Rice for either PS4 or Switch, I think. And it's Gun Fade.
Gun Fade.
Fade.
At Gun Fade. You can't forget the at.
Yes. So congratulations.
Don't forget the Y
either. Oh yeah, Gun Fade with a Y. D-E. Cool. So congratulations to that guy. Good job, guys.
Awesome.
Thanks for watching. So yeah, just as a reminder, Slice Ice and Rice comes out for Switch tomorrow. What else is coming up next week? And we have SoCal Regionals. Are you guys going to be at SoCal Regionals?
Yes, for sure. You'll see us there.
I'm trying to get practiced up in lots of games.
Nice. Nice. What are you playing?
They're doing BBCF, right?
They're doing BBCF.
I haven't jumped into BB Tag yet.
So of the Arc System games, they're doing Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Blaze Blue Central Fiction, Guilty Gear, BB Tag, and Under Night as well, I believe.
So I'm playing 4 out of those games.
Man, you got a lot of practice to do.
It's so hard. I don't know how people do it. Play multiple games. I can barely play one competently. I don't know how people win. Like Sonic Fox is a god to be able to play like 6
he's able to play.
I think he's trying to get into tag too.
Yeah, I heard. So people better be scared of him because he's gonna have really dirty stuff in that game.
Cool. All right, so yeah, that's next weekend. So we'll definitely see you guys there. So good luck to you both in your respective games. Also, Guilty Gear is on sale at the Humble Store. So if you like what you saw here and you haven't picked it up yet, you can get it on the cheap for Steam or PC at the Humble Bundle Store. And I guess that's it. Thanks again for coming in and showing us.
Thank you guys for having this.
Thank you so much.
Showing us Ramlethal and Bedman. Now Bedman is like he's top tier now, right?
I better say that. Single tier. Right? He's playable. I don't think he's top tier.
Yes.
But yeah.
No, everyone's playable for sure in Guilty Gear. Most definitely.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, until next time, we're gonna leave you with the ArcLive World Tour video, just in case you didn't know what it was. Get hype.
Yeah.
I know these guys are gonna be there competing for sure.
I was pretty hyped when they announced the World Tour, the Arc Tour.
Cool. So we'll see you next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Arc System Works presents Arc Revolution Cup now moves on to the world stage as Arc Revo World Tour. Over the span of a year, from fall 2018 to fall 2019, qualifiers will be held at major tournaments all over the world. North and Latin America, Europe, Japan, Asia. Winners from all the qualifiers will clash at the final battleground. Arc Revo America 2019 to be held in the fall. Over 100,000 US dollars total in cash prizes. This year's titles: Blaze Blue Central Fiction, Guilty Gear Xrd Red 2, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. Who will triumph above all and emerge victorious?